Hello, it is August 15th at about to be, or it's 9 o'clock. It probably is 9 o'clock now. 9:05 in the evening, but I have started working on my outline for Draft 2, or Part 2 of Draft 2 of Broken Boys, and I figure this is where we can start our journey. So the goal is to have 25 chapters, or about 2,000 words apiece. I'm currently in the middle of breaking down the book in that order of from the beat sheet from 50% to 100% and dividing it by 25 into percent forms, but through smaller percent forms and stuff. Essentially, I'm figuring out that some chapters are going to be it's going to be a little bit longer in certain sections than probably necessary, which is fine. Like some chapters are going to have 4 when they're only supposed to have like 3. But that 3.5 mark, and I don't want to cut over into a new scene, a new section of the book. But this should really help me when I'm trying to figure out the outline so I can make sure I hit all the bullet points. And this might be the best way later on in life when I'm outlining to do it as well, because I know essentially the book itself is going to be 123K, essentially, is the goal. And so the second half will be 50K, and I'm trying to write 50K in 25 days, which is just a chapter a day. So it's 2,000 words a day, and we should be fine. Draft 2, Part 2 writing vlog. I'm going to say writing vlog. It is Sunday, August 16th at 1:39, and I've come to the conclusion of I'm not really sure how I want to piece together this second part. And I'm trying to figure it out slowly, just because of the fact that there's a lot of different elements and stuff that I want to set up in the beginning here. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started writing. Starting tomorrow, on Monday, August 17th, we're going to be writing a chapter a day for 22 days or 25 days until the book is done. And I'm doing this at the moment. I outlined chapter 31 because, like I said, I'm just kind of taking it slowly. I'm trying to figure it out. And I think the best way to do that is to jump back into the character, into the character's head, and to kind of write some new words. For the 50K that is like where it's going to be sitting at. But if we get 40K instead, then I'll probably add 10K anyways, so like it wouldn't be a problem. I'm really bad with endings. We all know this, so I always never like them. So ultimately, it's never going to be great. But we're going to see what comes out of it. Okay, writing vlog. So I've had to take some time and to sit. So it is currently, we need to tell you the date, Tuesday, August 18th. I was supposed to start writing this book on Monday, August 17th. I am extremely happy that I did not, though. The fact that I had a revelation. So let's have a conversation real fast. And I might make a whole video on this depending on how much you guys like the topic at hand. But a lot of people, when you take writing courses, especially in college, and some people even say it, so I've heard it in high school as well, that you're not actually supposed to go and, what is the right word? But you're not supposed to go watch things, read things that you're writing. I'd said it over on AuthorTube all the time, but everybody's different, and so I want to say that for some people, I think this is exactly what you need to hear. This is exactly the right thing, that you shouldn't hear these things, that you shouldn't go watch things, you shouldn't read things. I'm pretty much the polar opposite. Now we're following this path. Now we're following this path because somebody else did it, and we really like that idea. And I don't really think that's the case. I think we all just discover our lines that we're following for our novels in different ways. And mine just happens to be I like watching things and reading things and hearing people talk about things that are very similar to my particular story that I'm working on. Whereas love stories are everywhere. You can find it anywhere. Love stories are unconventional. Love stories can be between a parent and a child. Love stories can be between anything you can think of. And so it's really easy to find mediums that really work well with your target audience and really work well with trying to figure out a problem. Act 2, Part 2, it's been having this huge issues. I've not been really able to figure out how to plan it. I knew where we were headed, but I didn't know the destination. And now I know the destination. It took me a long time, and there's a lot of changes that are happening to the end of this book that were originally not as planned, but I'm loving it so much more. In Act 2, Part 2, it could only happen through Part 2, so I gotta go back through the beats and redo the beats, as there's a lot that has changed since I hit the beats. and then we're going to go back through and we're going to try to outline some more, and we're going to keep writing. This is a much more character-driven story, and it always has been. Romance to me is a great romance, is where the romance is there, but it's also so much more about the people that you follow. That there's progression through the romance, and the romance gets better as time goes on, but you also, you see this thing. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'll get back to you. So it's Saturday, September 19th at 11:23 p.m. Boy, has where the day's gone. So I have 78,765 words, which in retrospect is not that bad. I mean, we're about to hit 80K. I should be excited. I'm not. I'm not. Because in retrospect, if I'm only trying to hit 100, which, that's impossible, since I know the goal was 50K for this draft right now. And I currently am sitting at like around 4K for it, by the way. I have about, but I'm not pushing out this deadline anymore. It's gonna be October 1st, and that's just it. That's just it. So I have to get this book done before October 1st, so I can start formatting it and start like putting it inside, the formation and stuff. That way I can get out my beta reader copies. We're gonna pencil it on through. I have a feeling this particular draft is going to be low. I think the more goal aiming here is around 40,000, and then I tend to add 10,000 in the next draft. But I also don't want it to be low, because I can't go back through it and then send it to you guys. I just want to say good afternoon. It is now Sunday. I wrote like 700 words last night, so yeah, Jacob failed. And now we're writing. I took a walk. Now we're going back to writing. I think I'm going to write until like 5 or 6 tonight. I am moving my deadline now 5 days ahead, October 5th. And hello, welcome back to the writing vlog. It's October 2nd, or it's like October, I'm going to count it as October 1st. And we're at like 40 something K. I'm just going to keep the number the same unless it's a little bit lower than that. And I'm here to talk about, I just finished the outline. So I've been in some, it's not a slump, because one, I don't really know if those exist anymore for me, which is great. I realize I've been coughing a lot. I'm sorry. So I've been in this weird little headspace, I guess is the best way to describe it. One, it's just been really hard for me to find happiness and other just types of shit like that. So writing in general has been somewhat of a difficult process. Not because I don't know what I want to write, because I do have an understanding, and the characters did take a minute to get back into because there's such a big time. But I realized that the problem is that I don't have a formative outline, and even though I tend to like to go off of my formative outline, I still like to have a formative outline, and so I got one. I made one, I should say. The book is going to be 45 chapters long with an epilogue. It's actually several epilogues, but it's like one epilogue, you know what I mean? Just several different sections of that one epilogue. I know where the book is going to end. I have a very clear image of the final image of the book. I think the book's going to be about 110K or so. So about 30,000 more words to write in 7 days. That's not too bad. I can do that. Sure, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. The goal is to be done with the book by the 7th of October, and to get the books out to people, to be sending them before the 10th. So I'll be reading it, the book again, on November 10th during Nanowrimo. We're going to read it for 2 days. We're going to read the whole thing, take my notes, take their notes, build a new outline, placing in those things, and then we're just going to figure out where those changes need to happen, and then I'm probably going to have to rewrite the first 10 to 12K, and then we're just going to start tackling the bigger objects. And then that'll be the 4th draft, and then we'll move on to you guys, which will be the beta readers. There's a few other people in my life that are beta readers as well, but you guys will also be a part of that process. So I just want to come in here, sit down, and tell you about it, so you guys are aware, keep you guys updated. I know I've been really bad about that. And I'll just come in here and tell you some word counts and stuff over the course of the next few days. Yeah, luckily enough, I am daily vlogging in the month of October, and so most of this stuff will be on camera. So in case it's not here and present, and this video isn't 50 minutes long, that would be the only reason why. But I'll try to come on here every day to give you guys a word count update and kind of where I'm sitting at with the manuscript. Am I liking it? We're going to just really hope for some big days. I don't really know how many words I need to write per day. But I know I can accomplish it. If I can write 30,000 words in 3 days, I'm sure I can do it in 7. You know what I mean? That's how just like how my brain's logic's working. I don't think I've ever written 30,000 words in 3 days. It was like 20,000 words in 3 days. The book needs to be as polished as possible before I send it out to beta readers so they can feel like they're reading the actual manuscript, knowing that it's like a fourth draft. I'm reading the actual novel that I will soon to be sending out to publishers or agents. I'll send it out to agents. Alright, Writing Vlog, you guys want to know my newest and latest struggle? It is October 4th. I wish that was my struggle, is the date. Because it's really not. You know, truly, it's not. We're gonna get moving, and it's gonna be good. I'm looking at this, and most of this is dialogue. This whole scene that I'm writing right now, it's all dialogue. I'm hoping once we get started with the things that are going on, that's gonna change, and the dialogue will kind of take a turn to the back. I love dialogue. It's one of my favorite things to write. It's part of the reason why I fell in love with writing. That and story structure and stuff. I'm a sucker for it. So I'm not really shocked that it's like being on a forefront here, but like, if you can hear that. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm trying not to overwrite, but also I'm like, but Jacob, you don't want to underwrite it either. And so how do people medium write? How do people find that grace period where they put the right amount of dialogue, they put the right amount of description, and then they, the scenes don't seem really drawn out or things like that. Hi, welcome back to the Fabulous Writing Vlog, where I'm just coming in here to tell you it's October 7th. Haha, on Jacob. Yeah, can't wait for future Jacob to be like, oh, you put that date? Sorry. Because we all know how it works. I don't even know why I put dates. I do know. But, like, it's just a self-sabotage. I'm at 87,464 words. And I just want to come in here and tell you that chapter 30 right now, it's, like, my favorite chapter of the book. Prove me wrong later. I don't feel like it's going to be possible. Because it's just downhill from here. This is, like, the happiness that I was, like, really, truly wanting. And, yeah, it's just going to be a complete fall. Like, we have true happiness right now, and then boom. Which is how it works. I mean, we're jumping into the 50 to 75% mark, and so that's what I'm writing. Which would make the ending, I think the ending is going to be really rushed, and I'm very curious to see how people feel about it. Obviously, these are things I'll just flesh out later on. Like, this is just trying to get it down and stuff, and I'll figure out what needs to be added into the ending, as, once again, I suck at endings. This is not a stranger. I'm not a stranger to this. I have a problem. My mom has told me in every single book I've ever written in my life, ooh, did not like that. The book itself, great. The ending, total shit. So, like, no one's shocked, and I'm not shocked, and you're not shocked, and so no one's shocked. I didn't like the ending to the original one, which is the reason why, because I would have been done 70-something chapters ago, and which really sucks, truly sucks, because if I didn't want a certain ending for this book, it could have been over in, like, chapter 23. I'd hate ending on chapter 23. Not gonna lie to you. But either way, we're doing it. We're moving forward. We got this. I'm excited. It's what it is. Alright, just wanted to come in here and tell you all about my excitement. And then we're gonna get back, I want to get back into writing. Hello, Writing Vlog. Welcome back to another fabulous update. So today is Monday, October 26th. I got myself an Apple Watch. My hair is doing all weird sorts of things. I don't think you guys can see the purple. Oh, there she is. She's there. She's just not really there. And we're currently sitting at 94,668 words. And you're thinking, Jacob, it's Monday, October 26th. Literally next Saturday, the Sunday coming up is November 1st. Like, why are you so far behind? Well, actually, I'm really not that. I mean, I am, like, very far behind, like, on, like, a schedule standpoint, as this was supposed to be done on October 10th. That was 16 days ago. But on a, just, like, a normal standpoint, I'm actually pretty okay with where I'm sitting at, because we are 5,000 words away from hitting, 100,000 words. That's so fucking exciting. And then we also are, so we're 5,000 words 5,000 words away, and then tomorrow we're doing a 10K-a-thon to try to get the rest of the book. And so the goal is to finish the book tomorrow. It's going to be a whole day expedition, but I'm pretty, very freaking excited. And so today, the goal is to get 100K. We're currently sitting at page 342 for the manuscript without the chapter that I'm currently writing, which I'm at the very end of, which is chapter 33. Something else I don't know if I've updated you guys on, I have figured out the chapter outline. I can't remember. Also, if I did update you, if that's part of the footage that got deleted, since there is a whole section of this video that got deleted due to uncircumstances, things that we couldn't see coming. So I did get the rest of the outline done, which has helped tremendously, as one would think. And so we're currently working on chapter 33 of 42 plus the epilogue. And so I'm basing it around, it should be like 112,000 words, which is not bad. I don't actually mind that word count at all. So that's really, really good for like when we're going to go back through and do some more passes and stuff. Even though I do know with this, since this section is like a first draft, like trying to figure out the characters, and it's like almost like a zero draft, but it's like better written than a zero draft in my personal opinion. I really like some of these scenes in here. I do have this feeling in my head that it's going to be like in the next pass through, it's like 120,000. I'm really nervous to give it to the alpha readers. I wish I could take a month off and give it to them in like January. I'm not, because we really do need to move this process along. I really do need to give this book to other people to read and stuff, and both the people who I'm giving it to, I trust with my whole heart. So it's happening. So the goal is to finish it by Wednesday, which will be the 28th of October, and then have the whole book done by the 28th of October. And then on the 28th of October, since the whole book should be done, we're going to go through and we're going to format it the best I can. Anyway, we're at 96,922 words. The goal is to finish chapter 34 and then go to bed. Currently, we are sitting at 22,000 words, by the way, for this section of the book. I'll update you guys tomorrow. My final word count is the goal is just to power through this chapter, which is a little bit of a long one, and then head off to sleep. I'm really nervous because like the tomorrow is like the really tough shit. It's a really, really hard stuff, and I tend to gloss over it on the first write. It's always the rewrite, or when we're going back in, I'm adding more details and stuff, that I really get all that stuff down, all that like really crucial moments where you're crying, or like really heartfelt. And I think I've done a pretty good job with a lot of the heartfelt moments, and so I think those are going to come off really good. But I really do think all the sad moments in the second part of the book, I think the first part of the book, since it was the rewrite version, is fine. But the second part of the book, I think tomorrow is going to be really the test. So it's very exciting. I'm very, very excited overall. I'll update you guys tomorrow. Hello, writing vlog. I'm going to update you guys when we get to 100,000 words. With this, I don't think I've ever written a draft where it was actually like 100K. Where it was like, I wrote 100K. So it's a big deal. My drafts tend to be around 70 to 80K. And then even when I go back and edit it, it still stays about 70 to 80K. And I don't really edit most of my drafts, as you guys can see here. Like, this is a whole new experience for me, which is something I wanted to experience on camera. And so I'm just very, very excited, to be honest with you. And, so yeah. Also, I think hitting 100K, no matter what, even if you hit it 1,000 times, good for you. Like, can we be friends? Even if you've hit it like 1 billion times, you know, I still think it's still a very huge and like very important moment. Seems like I've been working on it for like years, so, which is not the case. I've only been working on it for like 4 months or 5 months, but it feels like years, because I finished the first draft in February, then I didn't start working on, like, I mean, I've only been working on this for what? It's like 2 months or something. I've been working on this section. I don't know. Still, it's a big fucking deal. So I just wanted to come in here and document the fact that I I I I reached 100,000 words. Yeah, I'll tell you guys about it in a minute, but I gotta text everybody. Okay, so I reached 100,000 words. The 100,000 word was brown, by the way, without context to the story. I tried to film me reaching it, like I kind of did, and it's kind of crazy. It happened in chapter 35. There's 42, so there's anywhere between, like my mom said, unless some chapters are longer. I don't think anything's gonna be longer than 3,000 words. So anywhere between 14 and 21,000 more words. So the goal is we're gonna try to offshoot this for it to being 14,000 words and just not hoping that it's gonna be 21,000. You know what I mean? Because that's a big difference. It's a 7,000 word difference. So we're just gonna offshoot it and hope for it. I'm thinking more on the lines of like whatever 2,500 is. So a little under, like maybe 18,000 words or something like that. I'm not really sure. But either way. And so what we're gonna do is tonight, I think the goal is to write 2 more chapters, and then we'll have 5 chapters left, and we'll write the last 5 tomorrow. So the goal is to finish tomorrow, and I guess the goal is to write 3 chapters tonight instead. Okay. So if you've been following along in this Chronicles, which you have because it's all chronicled here with you guys. It's currently Wednesday now, October 28th. I did reach 100K last night. That was a whole moment, and then I went to bed. I know, Jacob was an idiot. You can sound off in the comments if that's what you want to say, because, well, you're not wrong. So, we're currently sitting at 102, because, literally, I went to bed. I finished the sentence, and I was like, okay, peace out. Now it's 2:21. I went to bed at midnight, and I slept till 1. No, Jacob. Not on deadline. Technically, today's supposed to be the final day of writing this book. So I either have between 116,000 words or 124,000 words, which means I either have 16,000 more words or 24 more thousand words. You see the problem here? Even if I wrote 10,000 words today, I still have 6,000 words to write tomorrow. So Jacob's brain's like, okay, get up. We're going to go for a walk. Do the same thing we did yesterday, except now it's 2 o'clock in the morning and not 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not going to feel like I'm going to die when going on to the walk. Continue to keep you updated. We're on chapter 36 of 42, which is why, because every chapter, except for chapter 31, which is 1,800 words, every other chapter is between 2,000, well, this whole section, of the book, are between 2,000 and 3,000 words. The upwards of sections, I have a chapter upwards up there, which is 3,000, closer to 4,000 words. But that was rewriting, where you're going in and you're diving into the scene. We already talked about it. There's a whole vlog if you want to see me experience that. I'm learning it's really easier for me, especially right now. Normally I would not fill out an outline so in detail where it's long ass paragraphs worth of information. But because I'm trying to fast draft the rest of this novel, when you're trying to fast draft, you kind of can't go in blind and you kind of need more information than what I gave myself. And so I'm going back through and I'm flushing out these scenes that I had already kind of had in my head, but now I'm putting them directly on paper. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. We're going, like I said, just into a little more details and stuff, flushing out some stuff. There's a whole new scene in here that was never even existed before that I'm really hoping is going to be really impactful, and it brings in, I think it will round out the whole character, one of the B storylines, will actually bring it to an end, where I was having a lot of trouble with it. I was like, ooh, I don't really want to, this is going to be kind of underwritten or whatever. But luckily enough, my 2 alpha readers are both alpha readers and somewhat of a sensitivity reader, because both have dealt with certain things the characters are dealing with in the story. Some that are very integral, others that are just more of a B plot storyline that are just more intense. And so that's really exciting. I'm just going to ask the bare minimum if I did it correctly or where they would think I should do better or something like that. And I think ultimately with the whole grief angle, and grief happens to everybody in a different way, but I've never experienced this type of grief that our main character goes throughout this whole book. So yeah, it's been interesting to write. It's odd. So there's 2 scenes where characters are mentioned, and they don't get fully, like, one character now has a much more fleshed out second, like the B-line storyline is much more fleshed out and stuff, but it still doesn't have a direct ending. We have a part of an ending, but we don't have a direct ending, and so I think that's something that needs to be added, and so that's place. And so it's not completed, and that's why I feel like the ending, the last like 2 or 3 chapters will be shorter than the rest of the book, just because, or maybe not shorter, but it's not gonna be as much, especially chapter 41. Chapter 41's a pretty short chapter, I have a feeling. Now, having this detailed outline, it should be much more easier to do so than beforehand. And also, I was having a very hard time with the second half, because the second half of the book is a lot more darker, it's a little more sadder, and it's I don't want to give anything away. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't know what I mean, but it's hard to explain. I mean, this whole entire vlog has been kind of hard to explain because we're not in the beef of the first act, which I really do think that's what that was. And I think we are breaking in Act 3. I'm about to break into Act 3. We're in those sections of the book of where we break into Act 3. I'm excited for it to be done, and I'm much more comfortable with writing the second half, which is what I've been really nervous about. So I think this was very helpful. It was just helpful before when I did it, and now it's even more helpful now. So I'm going to turn off the internet on my laptop because, like, it really is a problem. And we're going to open up the book. And we're going to turn on a timer because, God damn it, I need to focus. So I'm sitting here, and we're writing. It's 12:22, so that is my deadline. Just by a smidge, by a lot. I've written 1,074 new words, so we're at 101 and 76 from the last time I talked to you. It's going fine. I have no plans of stopping. Maybe to go get like a glass of milk or something, because every 1,000 words I could eat 1 Reese cup. So yeah, that could be 30 Reese cups. Or it could be less. And oh my god, this is so draining. It's a lot because we're in the darkest part of the soul, which can go one of two ways. The darkest part of the soul is like the rock bottom of the story, and like we're in it. We are there. We're living it. We're like 75 to 85%. I'm not even in Act 3 yet. Act 3 is relatively not that long, which makes sense. I mean, one would say the opening is too long. But like logically, the middle would be the longest part of your book, right? Or all 3 acts are the same amount of length, but that's not true. Because like if you look at it, it's just not true. Because Act 3 is only 20% of your novel. So yeah, logically it makes sense or whatever that it's shorter. And so we're about to break into Act 3. We're not in Act 3 yet. And Act 2 is just chugging along, and it was real fun. I was having a good time. I was happy, and I was doing good, and the story was good. And the story's still good. I don't really know if I'm having a good time, but I'm here. Like, the writing's fine, and I think, I'm here, and it's more emotional, and so the writing, I like writing the emotional things and stuff. But, like, the shit that I set up, that I changed to make it a better book, in reality, it will be a better book. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. And, like, I don't know, I feel kind of happy because I did settle on a title, and the outline's done, and so, like, I feel very accomplished today, even though, like, I have not accomplished the book. So, we're going to continue to trudge along. How many words do you think I can get before 7 o'clock in the morning? 7,000? Okay. Well, we're going to write the scene, which is another heavy hitter. I don't remember if the third scene's a heavy hitter, but I know this one is. I can't exactly remember what the next scene is after this one. This book is making me sad. We are sitting at don't even think we rose very much. I think we're at I don't even know where we're at before. But now we're at 101,590 words. I know it's coming, and I think it's just because I need to get these next two scenes out of the way, and then we're gonna be golden. You know, once we're past this hurdle, this thing I've not been looking forward to, right? This whole entire like section of this book. Once we're past this hurdle, like it's gonna be so much better. Okay, it's about to be 3 o'clock. Fun fact, it's not 7,000 words. No, we are currently sitting at 1,200 and 600 words. I have written a total of, there was a lot of twists in there that I was like, whew, you came out of nowhere, because it wasn't part of my outline. So now we're moving on to chapter 37, which will be the last really, really hard chapter to write. So this will be the last one that will take me a very long time, I feel like. There. Like, it's bringing tears to my eyes. That's how much hurt my soul, which I guess is a good thing. It's like, I don't really know if it's the writing that's bringing tears to my eyes, though. Sadly. Because I don't think it's, like, the best thing I've ever written in my life. It's the first time, so, like, I don't expect it to be. But I don't think it's horrible either. I think it's very... You know when you're just having conversations with yourself? Because, like, I'm... There's a lot of aggressive... Not aggressive. A lot of toxicity, I should say, with what I'm writing right now, because of like how people are feeling and just stuff. And so like I'm just like reworking certain things. And obviously I'm not gonna change anything in this draft, but I'm trying to put it in my head, be like, oh yeah, remember that. And I just came to a huge realization with the character, and it was really shocking and like very much a realization. Gosh dang it. That's it. It's 4 o'clock, by the way. Written 0 words since the last time I talked to you, so that's how today's going. Alright guys, hi. I don't think I'm supposed to update you guys yet because I've not finished this chapter. Is that right? Is that what we're doing? Chapterly updates? Kinda can't remember anymore. It's 9:10 now. Fun fact, when Jacob's in the zone, Jacob's like real in the zone. I don't know, I do reference myself a lot in third person. That's the thing of being on YouTube, it just happens to your soul, so. But I wrote 946 words in 10 minutes. Or 15 minutes, probably. For the last little bit. So, yeah. Because positions come out tonight. And, yeah, you best believe we all over that. I think the last writing video, Folklore, came out. So, like, Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift are just trying to push me to the finish line. Here. Oh. So I have so many of my conversations, and it's all about eye contact. It's all about looking people directly in the eyes and stuff. And I think it's just because I'm squared in my head that if you don't look something directly in the eye, then there's a chance that you're lying, or you don't feel comfortable, or something like that. And so I think that's just my way of showing, you know? And so, like, I have so many lines that it's like, my eyes never match with blah, 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 or our eyes connected, or whatever. And, do you guys like it when eyes match in books, or do you care? Is this important? Editing Jacob will find out. Okay, writing's just like not doing it tonight for some odd reason. I'm just not hitting it. I mean, I'm not really trying to put myself there, but like I'm just not vibing. So I think I'm gonna take a rule book out of everybody else's rule book and go hop in the shower. So I'm not like really sure why it's a freaking trend right now in the book, but like every chapter is beginning with dialogue. Like the first scene is a heavy dialogue scene. And then the second scene is like a heavy like mental scene. Where you're like in the main character's head. And then the third scene is like a heavy mental scene. And then we end with another heavy dialogue. That's like the repetitiveness of it. And so that's gonna have to change in draft 3 so it doesn't feel very formulaic. Can scenes feel formulaic? Let me know in the comments how you feel about that, because I'm not really sure. That's like, I'm not sure. Friday, October 30th. Jeez, real fucking up. It's 1:58 p.m. now. Let me update you guys on word count and page count. So, last night, I just got super duper tired. So, I've only written 393 words today, which is what I did last night. We're about to hit 105K, which is pretty cool. And we're at page 385, and so this should take us, 38 should take us right before 400 or 400 pages, which is also really, really cool. Big numbers, fun numbers, probably different numbers than the actual draft, but These are the numbers I'm giving you currently. One could argue that I just spent the last few hours figuring out the official playlist. I feel so much more confident today, so much more awake and happier, and I'm just really excited to be in this story. So that's my update. We're gonna hit play on my new playlist, which I'm very excited. I can't show you because it has the title of the book, and that's not being disclosed. So yeah. Okay, I have an amazing update for you guys. You know, if you don't hate yourself a little, are you even moving your life? Basically, 6:04, about to go out for movie night, and I just finished chapter 39. Or 38, that's what it was. These chapters are so freaking long. This one was like 2,700 or something like that, and once again, it went like relatively short, kind of short. I mean, the first 3 scenes were all about 500 or so, maybe some odd change. The last scene was like 1,000 words because there was just so much different elements. But I'm obsessed with it because, one, I'm really, really liking the end of this book. When I finished Broken Boys Draft 1, if you guys remember, I was like really, really excited to get to the end. But in that vlog, I even state, hey, it feels a little off, you know? And now, as I'm writing the book and I've been thinking about the book, it's in my head this whole week, nonstop. I've been thinking about this novel, working on it constantly, if it's changing track lists or figuring out chapter titles or figuring out the name to, you know, finishing the outline completely, whatever it might be. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. And then the other day, I had this huge reveal. This like cherry topper, my God, is it going to be a big reveal for the novel? And it's not like a twist or anything. It is kind of a twist, but it's not like a huge thing. And it's coming up. It's like in the next, I think it's in chapter 40. So like we have 2 chapters. You have like, it hits you and then you don't like have any time to sit with it because the book just, well, I mean, you're sitting with it, but it doesn't happen like early on. It's like a we're in the end. It's like one of those final like ones, you know? And I'm slowly putting down the pieces. They've been there the whole time, and it was like one of those things that's like where your brain's like, this is what's gonna happen, and you're kind of like, is it what's gonna happen? And then it does, and you're like, yeah, you're right, I've been putting this together the whole time. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And that's what this whole thing was about. It was just me being very, very excited because this whole chapter was a build up to that. And there's a few other plot points that we put the threads in, like they're officially started, and they're gonna have like some repercussions and stuff within the next like 2 chapters or so. And yeah, luckily the sad part here is the ending is just so wompy, I would say. I don't know if it should be longer, if I should extend it. I don't really know if I have anything else to say though. And I realized today also in the middle of process here is that both parts should be about 16 chapters, with it being 32 chapters long, which is just like freaking ironic. Because if you don't know, most of my books turn out to be 30 chapters long. So I find this to be ironic. Because it comes out to be about the same amount of words I need to be, or it's give a few change or whatever. I think it's gonna be a little over 100K, but I think it evenly comes out to be about even. So some very big things happened. I'm just so excited. So yeah, I think I'll update you guys with the word count and how the process is going when I finish the chapter 39. 40 is going to be a really big deal, so I'm really excited for it. This chapter itself is going to be a back and forth. The first scene's going to be really long. The second scene, I don't really think there's a lot of information there, and so it could be a discovery scene, or it's just going to be a scene that doesn't really have a lot of words, and then, which is fine. And then the third scene's also going to be another bigger scene, which I've been really looking forward to writing for, I don't know, what is it, like 4 days now? So I'm very excited for it. And I think it's really good to be excited for what you're about to write. Hey guys, update time. 2:12 now, and you're like, were you supposed to update us when the chapter's over? I was. Chapter's not over yet. No, this one was kind of slower, I think in pace-wise. We're getting to the scene that I was like really looking forward to. The really, really fun scene, and both the first two scenes were very important, I have to say. I think the second scene was just more of a character development moment, you know? But the first scene was important. Either way, not important. Okay, I don't think Ed and Jacobs popped up once in this vlog. I want to mention I'm very sorry for the amount of time it's taken for me to get this out. But also, I would also like to mention that Jacob did not update the word count, so the question marks means I don't know where we're at in the story based on word count. And we're so far into the video that I can't update you on chapter count. So I just want to jump in here and explain why that's changing and why that looks weird. So that was the whole point of this. I'm going to get back to the daily schedule video now. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking around this long. True MVPs, I tell you. True MVPs. I've also taken a lot of notes. I added a whole other epilogue. How many epilogues is too many epilogues? Let me know in the comments down below what you think the number is. Hi. Okay, so I'm getting more and more tired as the day goes on, which makes sense. I've been up since like 10:40 this morning or something like that. I woke up like 10 minutes after my sister called me. And we're currently about to hit 5,000 words. Like 20 words off before hitting 5K for the day, which is not too bad since I started around 7 or 8 I started around 4, I want to say it was. I worked till 6. We're doing really good progress. Ultimately, words are words at this very moment, and, you know, we're 110,000 over. So, the current word count with my other document, because we're using the Word document instead of the Scrivener document, because the Word document has more words, and I'm not entirely sure what those extra words are. I've been trying to figure it out, but that's the one we're using. And so we're currently up to 402 pages. I know some of you guys really like the page count number. And it will be 100, and we're at 110,000 words. Also, happy Halloween. I meant to say that a little bit earlier. But yeah, we're at 110,069 words. We had just finished chapter 39, and so we only have 3 chapters left, 40, 41, and 42. The goal is to finish all 3 chapters tonight, but I might get super duper tired, which is very possible. So yeah, I'm taking a little bit of break to continue watching a YouTube video. As you know, I take like a 10-minute break between every scene. But the last chapter, I had a hard time reaching the 2,000 word mark. This chapter, I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to reach it. There's just not enough things, unless this scene turns out to be 1,000 words, then we can get awfully close, and then I might get competitive with myself like I did, because I ended up reaching, for 39, the 2,000 word mark, but it was only because I got competitive. With that, currently second part is sitting at 35,000 words, and the goal would be to get the 40K. And then, so I'd only have like 10K to add, or 10K to move around and mess with. There's still several scenes that I know are not written yet for this, and so that does give me a little more closure and stuff, because scenes can jump around between, like, 400 words to 1,200 words, you know what I mean? So it does make me feel like a little more comfortable, but still. Alright, that's my update for now. I will talk to you guys soon with another one. Chapter 40 is complete, and my draft was acting up. Currently, I'll tell you the word counts and stuff here in a minute. It's officially, I already said happy Halloween. It's about to be 6 o'clock in the morning, so we're going to move on to chapter 41. Like I said, I'm finishing this book before I go to sleep, and that's just the real answer. Like, I think my body's just like, you're doing it, so we're just going to do it. Because there's been like 3 times where I've almost fell asleep in this past hour, and it just hasn't happened yet. So, we're doing it. I'll talk to you soon. Hi! Update time. I don't know why I did a peace sign. Hold on. Let me move my feet, because sitting on my bed has been a rough time this whole experience, but either way. We got on chapter 40. Chapter 40 was 3 scenes. Chapter 41 is also another 3 scenes, and then we have another 4 scenes for the final chapter, and then we have 5 scenes for the epilogue. Once again, How many epilogues is too many epilogues? Genuine questions. We are currently sitting at 112,144 words with a total of 409 pages. We've also written almost 7,000 words in like the total of me writing today, because I'm still counting today as today because I've not been to sleep yet. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've written 20,000 words this week. So like, not including the last little bit, which is just freaking phenomenal. I'll have a whole discussion. I'll have a tiny discussion because this video is already very long. Hello, guys. I figured I'd come back in here to tell you the great news. No, I'm not done yet, so don't get excited. But I do have some really good news. We are on chapter 42, which is the final chapter of the novel. I feel like it has been taking me like literal years to get here, and I think Jake would know exactly how long. You know, I want to say July or so is when I started working. No, it was August, so probably September. So it only took me like 2 months to write. What I think it's gonna be like 40,000 some change amount of words, maybe 44,000 words, which is really cool, you know. I do want to mention we're on the final chapter. Mention that. Yes, I did. Let me get you guys a page count and a word count update, because I like seeing that change on the screen as much as you guys do. We are currently at 114,162 words with 416 pages, including the chapter page for 42, as I set it up beforehand. Now, currently we are sitting at, for like today's run, like it's technically yesterday because like now it's 8:48, so we're in Halloween, you know. But we're currently at sitting at 9,000 words I've written in between 2 different sessions, because I wrote for 2 hours and then we came and we've been writing since like, I want to say like 3 or so, you know, something like that, 2 or 3 in the morning. And so I gotta say, I'm really proud of that number. It's gonna be like 13,000 by the end of the book, which is a great amount of words. I have no idea how long that is if you try to adjust it. I think I started around 5 o'clock, or I can even look because it's on camera. I have a timestamp. And yeah, honestly, I'm just really proud of myself. Maybe for the outro, with the final word count, the final page count, and all that fun jazzy stuff. Okay, so now it's 6:05 in the morning. I have just finished the book. It hasn't hit me yet. Probably won't hit me for a little bit. Probably not until I get done doing the interior. But now we're moving over to do the interior. I do think we might take a small little break to do some other videos I need to get done today. But we'll be working on the interior throughout the day. So I'm really excited. I like doing that stuff. I find it to be very interesting. But the interior requires 2 sets of editing. We're going to edit through Word, and then we're also going to edit through Grammarly. It's not going to be the best of the best. The next draft will be like the cleanest, hopefully. But we're just going to try to make it just a little more cleaner. But yeah, it's done. It's there. All right. I will talk to you guys very soon. Hello, welcome to the outro. I think I did film 2 outros for this. One when I unboxed the book, and then one afterwards, and I think they both got deleted. So we're going to run through some stats. I do want to mention, because I've talked about it a few times, I wrote 30K during this week. It's a little under 30,000 words, but to give or take, it was 30,000 words in like 7 days, if not less than that. And you know what? I'm just so proud of myself. I had a goal, and I was like, I'm going to finish it. Just like I'm going to write 300 pages in the next like 2 days. It's a goal. I'm going to finish it. I do really well in pressure. It's one of the things that I've graced myself with over the years, and so I feel really proud about that. The final word count came out to be 117,809 words. The Word document came out to be 431 pages, but as you guys would understand, that's like a lot. And this is the actual novel that I got printed off through Amazon. You can do it through Proving. It's really fun, really exciting, different way to experience it. I don't believe the 4th draft will be this way. I don't think I'll get one until I go on submission, so I can have that final book before I go on submission. So that won't be until August. This will be the last version of this book I get, because it's the full, it's the full capacity. So, yeah, everything else will be done through the computer. But it came out to be 42 chapters, 2 epilogues, by the way, not 5, and 465 pages is what the actual book came out. And that's with a lot of decreasing and triggering out like font size and stuff under that line. A ton of notes, by the way. I think that's also really fun to know. The note, like, I have in like outlines and timelines and like everything else. Also, timelines really screwed me. Oh, hold on. I meant it's like 10,000 words. Let's see here. 16,000 words. That's really exciting. 42 chapters, plus, like I said, the 2 epilogues. Overall, very, very impressed with this novel. I've been talking about it a lot. How I've been kind of working on in the side projects. I picked it up again on the 16th. And every project going forward, by the way, we're going to be doing a long video like this. Editing me just needs to understand that I need to start editing it earlier so you guys can get it within a timely fashion. Since I finished it on the 31st of October, it's almost 3 months later, but hey, I got it to you, right? Isn't that what matters? I'm really excited to have this like done and be out of my like. Yeah, I'm just ready to go back to shorter content. You know what I mean? But I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, let me know in the comments down below. Did you guys complete anything major in the year 2020? This was definitely one of my biggest highlights of the year due to the high number counts and just in general of my love for the story and coming to realizations for the story and stuff. I will link my goals video down below where I go into a lot more depth what I'm going to be doing with the story in the coming up year. But do know there's a few more of these videos that are going to be coming. I think once we get past the beta, so maybe draft 4 will be the last like introduction to this. Everything else will just be me going into writing. So there's at least 2 more of these videos that are going to be coming. And now that the whole book is written, they're all going to be combined into one video instead of 2 parts. If you guys did not know, I also linked part 2, part 1 at the end of this in case you missed me rewriting the beginning of this novel. It will also be linked down below. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys all next time. Have a good evening, wherever you're at, good day, whatever it is. I'll talk to you guys soon.